Hi everyone, my name is Jamie Vaughan and I am a project manager for Trout Unlimited. Trout Unlimited is the nation's largest cold water conservation organization. We have staff that work all across the country, and our mission is to conserve, protect, and restore our cold water fisheries and their watersheds. Our work looks different all across the state, but generally what we try to do is to, where our rivers are intact, we protect them. Where they are fragmented by dams, we reconnect them. Where they are degraded, we restore them. And to sustain that work into the future, we engage communities and empower our citizens, particularly our youth, in cold water conservation. So today we are here in Michigan's Rogue River watershed. The Rogue River is an extremely productive trout fishery, and it's also about 15 minutes north of Grand Rapids. So it's unique in that way that it's so widely accessible to such a large population, and that's really wonderful. So many people can come and enjoy the beautiful serenity of the Rogue River and go fly fishing for some of the state's best trout. But that does come with its issues. The watershed has been experiencing development pressure for a pretty long time. When you have more development, that means you're losing natural areas and you're gaining impervious surfaces. The more impervious surfaces we have increases stormwater runoff, and that is the biggest issue we're facing here in the southern portion of the lower Rogue River watershed. So stormwater runoff occurs when you have rainwater that lands on an impervious surface. It runs off into the nearest river or stream. It can't soak into the ground like it would in a prairie or a forest because that natural area is gone. When it goes into our rivers or streams, it brings a heavy water flow with it. It also brings higher temperatures, which is particularly problematic for a cold water species like trout. It increases erosion, it increases the risk of flash flooding, it brings in excess sediment, which covers up important trout habitat, and it brings in all kinds of pollutants that you find on sidewalks and roads and parking lots, so road salt, gases, oils, things like that. So one technique that we use to address stormwater runoff is green infrastructure. Green infrastructure is a great tool to have. It really helps developed areas perform more naturally, and it can do so in a small space. There are all types of green infrastructure, and today I'm going to show you one type, which is a rain garden. So we are here at Parkside Elementary School in Rockford, Michigan. Parkside is really special because it actually has a world-class trout stream in its backyard. So Rum Creek, which is a tributary to the Rogue River, flows just south of Parkside. And a few years ago, we were really lucky to connect with a 5th grade class and teacher, Tara Dzirbowicz. Her students were curious about the trout stream in their backyard, and they wanted to know what they could do to investigate it more and to protect it. So we took out her students a few times for a couple of years to do some water quality monitoring. We looked at the physical characteristics of the creek, we looked at macroinvertebrates, so the biological characteristics, and also did some chemical testing. Overall, we found that Rum Creek is really healthy, which is great news, but the students were not done there. They wanted to make sure that they were doing everything they could to make sure that Rum Creek stayed healthy into the future. They felt like this is their home creek, it's in their backyard, and they wanted to take care of it. So we came up with an idea to do some green infrastructure on school grounds. We looked all across their property, looked for possible projects that would reduce the amount of stormwater runoff going into Rum Creek. So we decided to do a rain garden, and I will show you around. So here we are at Parkside Elementary. You can see that this whole area used to be all lawn. This is a roundabout that parents use to drop off and pick up their students. And there are 2 catch basins, one on either side, that are directly connected to Rum Creek. So every time it would rain, all of the water from these parking lots, this driveway, would go directly into Rum Creek. And if you could imagine on a warm summer day, that water getting warmed up on this blacktop and going directly into the creek, that is very detrimental to our sensitive cold water species. So what we were able to do is to divert that water before it got into the catch basin and put it into this rain garden. So there are these curb cuts on each side that intercept that rainwater and direct it right into this rain garden here. So I'll walk you around and show you some of the species we have. This project was incredibly collaborative, like a lot of our projects are. Plaster Creek Stewards did the design, both the engineering design and the plant design for the site. It was funded by the Environmental Protection Agency through the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. We worked closely with the city of Rockford and the Parkside teachers and faculty and staff, and it's truly a community effort. And now you can see that the students at Parkside now have this amazing outdoor learning space. So this was installed in the spring of 2018. Right now there is not a whole lot blooming. There's whole edge will soon be a beautiful yellow coreopsis, but we do have some beautiful blue flag iris blooming in the lower portion of the rain garden. And some of Tara's students also made these beautiful art pieces to adorn the rain garden, which I think was really cool. So Tara's class helped plant this, as well as a lot of other Parkside classes. And every fall and spring, when school is in session, we come out and do some maintenance and do some weeding and add in any species where there are gaps. So they're very involved, and it's really fun to see this garden grow over the years and see how the students are learning from it and using it. We also have a great educational sign. This was designed by Pulse Designs in Chicago. And it's written at the elementary level so that students can come and engage with it and understand what this project is at their school. We do have some of the species in the garden highlighted here so they can practice their identification skills. And we also include some language about how homeowners can also get involved in protecting their watershed by doing green infrastructure at their home. It doesn't always have to be a huge rain garden. You can definitely do this in your backyard, under your downspout, and it can be very accessible at a small level. And here are some of our project partners. So I'll take you around to the other side of the garden. It really has this beautiful natural shape to it. Julie Wildskett from Plaster Creek Stewards put the designs together, and actually a crew from Miller Pipeline donated the construction, so they had a construction crew out here for about a week, and they did a really fantastic job implementing Julie's plans. There's all kinds of beautiful species in here. We're so excited to see them blooming. Lots of great sedges, which are great for that stormwater uptake. This is the second curb cut here, and the second catch basin. And right up here we have strawberries, which the students get really excited about, and some beautiful hairy penstemon, which is one of my favorites that's blooming right now, and the beautiful blue flag iris in the center. Well, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed your tour of the Parkside Elementary Rain Garden. I encourage you all to explore native plants and to see if you can utilize types of green infrastructure on your property to take care of your home watershed. Thank you.